every time I've honored this process, the gap between where I am and who I'm becoming closes. And I just become me and I become present. And I remember, oh, I'm here and that's enough. Welcome to Intuition Unlocked, the podcast empowering empathic women who feel misunderstood, overwhelmed, or disconnected from their intuition, begin to trust their sensitivities, find inner clarity, and show up with embodied, unstoppable confidence in their daily lives. I am your host, Olivia Ashley, an empath and intuitive, and I am so happy you're here. Hello, and welcome back to Intuition Unlocked. I'm so grateful you're here with me today because I want to have a very real, honest conversation about something I see many women experiencing, especially as empaths, intuitives, healers, and high-achieving women with big hearts and big dreams. And it's that feeling of being stuck, uninspired, unclear, even exhausted, or just not yourself. And maybe that feels like you're standing in a strange in-between space, that you can sense the life you want and the woman you're becoming is out there somewhere, but you can't quite feel it, reach it, or see the steps to get there. So you're not where you used to be, and yet you're not where you want to be. And the gap can feel uncomfortable. So today I want to help you understand what that feeling actually is and what it is not and what you can do about it. So if you've been thinking, I just need clarity to get into the next space, or if I could just figure out my purpose or next steps, I'll finally move forward. Or if this just comes together, then all's going to be well. I want to gently shift that for you because I see that clarity is not the root of your stuckness. It's actually a symptom of something deeper. And when you understand what's really happening beneath the surface, your intuition can become much easier to hear and to listen to take action on, and then those next steps begin to happen and flow, and you get to start to be who you feel like you're becoming. So in this episode, we are going to explore why so many empathic, intuitive, high-achieving women feel stuck and why lacking clarity is not the real issue. Also, we'll talk about the deeper emotional, energetic, and subconscious reasons this stuckness can happen. And I'll also share an intuitive roadmap to help you take aligned, grounded steps forward without forcing anything by using your intuition. So let's start with the heart of this, which is all around why you may feel stuck and how we often perceive being in this state. So many of us think that feeling stuck means you're blocked, you're behind, you're unmotivated, you're missing the path, you're not on purpose, or something is wrong, or that something is wrong. But here's the truth that I have found. Feeling stuck simply means a part of you is out of alignment with the life you're currently living. It's not punishment, it's not failure, and it's not even a lack of trying or discipline or desire. It's actually a mismatch between what your soul and your heart are wanting to do and feel and what your life is actually portraying and being. And so because of that mismatch, your soul, your body, your heart are trying to get your attention. And this stuckness can also mean that there's a gap between who you are right now and the woman you're becoming. And that can create discomfort or confusion in that stuck state. It can also mean that your outer life hasn't caught up to your inner evolution. And so there's this gap and confusion going on between who you are now and what your life external to you looks like. It can also be your soul whispering for something deeper, truer, more resonant, and that you're not fully supporting it yet. Or your energy, focus, and habits could be scattered and mismatching with what your inner wisdom is calling forward. Again, that mismatch between the inner state and the outer state. Or you're trying to think your way out of a situation and you keep pressing and pushing and thinking and controlling when in reality, there's an aspect that needs you to surrender and to feel your way forward and be in the present. And another one could be that your mind wants clarity. And so it's looking, it's searching, it's controlling. And yet your intuition and yourself just wants presence. So you can settle, feel more safe, more regulated, and be open to what is trying to come forward and help you get through this stuckness or help you find a solution. And I really think one of the biggest things is you may believe that clarity will solve your stuckness, but clarity often only arrives after you shift your alignment, not before. So lack of clarity is not that root problem. It's the natural fog that appears when your soul and your heart is rearranging things inside of you. And this is why forcing answers does not work. This is why pushing yourself to figure it out makes you even more overwhelmed. And this is why your intuition feels quiet or unreachable, or your body feels tired and exhausted during these times, because your energy and where you're placing your focus is mismatching where it really wants to be. So it's showing that you're in the midst of a transition. You're in the midst of needing to go on a journey, a quest to uncover what is really going on at the root of your stuckness. And do your best to release the need for clarity. You don't ask that question to get all the answers. You ask that question to start to commune with yourself, to start to listen and hear and receive, and then be better equipped to take the right action. And for some of you, I really sense that it's actually doing less, not more, that it's actually prioritizing nourishment and stress relief versus complete upheaval and change in your life. And to help you understand why this topic's coming up and help us land a little bit is by sharing a bit about what I've been moving through this year, because I've absolutely been in this space and still am in this space and know I will navigate this space once again. Because at the start of the year, my youngest had just turned 2, and always around that moment in time when my children hit that age, there is this reconnection, rebirth of myself again. I sense it so clearly that the motherhood fog begins to lift. My identity begins to rise more because there's more separation between me and the baby, and I get more creative and inspired. I start to set goals and be like, I don't know exactly where I'm going, but I have more clarity. I have more energy. I have a sense of hold the vision and I'm going to get there. So I really felt this desire to expand and strengthen who I was becoming, what I was working on, my goals for the year. And then in April, we found that we were pregnant with our 4th. So a beautiful surprise, but so unexpected. And that really took the ground underneath me, because as much as it's so welcomed and we're loving where we're at, that doesn't negate the reality of how much shock and emotions and shifts that have to happen, priority changes, and also just the whole refocus of what I thought this year was going to be and who I was feeling I was becoming to, okay, I'm back in this void. I'm back in this liminal space of to having that role of motherhood be so big and loud, which I love. I feel so blessed and grateful, but it left me with this feeling of like I hit the pause button on my life, because I had to navigate first trimester sickness, second trimester exhaustion and shifts, and then being present, kind of waiting, being in a space where my only real focus is me and my family, which was a complete 180 from what I entered the year thinking it was going to be about. And so it was also this feeling of lack of clarity for sure around the why. Okay, where is this taking us? What is this going to bring? But again, that void space I attribute to feeling stuck as well, because now I just wait. I am here and I can't help but think of who will I be after this? How will this reshape me? How do I hold space for myself through postpartum again? And how do I close that gap between the woman I was and who I am now and who I'm going to become. And so I didn't necessarily feel like I lost myself in this pregnancy. If anything, it actually, I think, helped me fortify some boundaries and focus and get re-inspired. But it's asking me to pause, surrender, and reinvent myself again, to give myself fully to the present, to let go of that yearning for clarity in who I will become, and just allow this all to unfold. So while parts of me have felt stuck and in this liminal space once more, it's an invitation to trust again, to surrender, to rebuild, to listen, to understand. And here we are at the end of the year, about to welcome this baby. And so I still don't have all the answers, but nor do I expect it. For me, it's about just navigating this void, this in between, this preparation, and trusting the process. And what I share here today is really a reflection of what I've learned through my experiences and from helping other women. And that when you can slow down a little, when you can listen to your body a bit more and your heart, when you can meet your fears gently and just take the next best step you can, that is going to help you find your way through this portal, because it really is a portal. Stuckness is not a problem to fix. It's an opportunity to find your way through this time, and trusting that timing is probably out of your hands too. So every time I've honored this process, the gap between where I am and who I'm becoming closes, and I just become me, and I become present. And I remember, oh, I'm here, and that's enough, and I'm getting guidance, and I'm safe. And then I take the next best step based on what I know now, not on what I'm trying to understand. So I want to break down the deeper layers of what's really going on underneath the stuckness. While I've talked about it some and shared some of what that can mean and look like, I see 4 different spaces of why this stuckness is coming up as well. And I share these in hopes that this can help you start to pinpoint where yours is coming from. So the first one is your energy is out of alignment with your inner truth. It doesn't mean that everything's out of whack, but it means that there's some aspects where you are not living in alignment with what your soul wants and needs at this time, whether that's rest, creation, connection, boundaries, nourishment. And when that's happening, your intuition quiets and your mind takes over, and we step into that fight-flight space. And so it's waiting for you to return back to the now, back to create some space to start to listen to where and how can I simply start to pull things forward into my life and reprioritize some things to start to feel like I am in alignment with myself versus pushing and striving and feeling stressed. You are always in control, even if it feels like you are not. I promise there are places in your life you can start to change or find control in, but it's up to you to find those spaces to uncover with curiosity, with play, why and where are you out of alignment, and start to notice that. The second one is that your micro and macro life structures don't match who you are inside and who you are becoming. So with this one, know that your daily habits, environment, relationships, and commitments that you take on all hold energy. If they're outdated or draining, then it's taken from you. And when that's happening, you're not really showing yourself your potential or what is possible. You are going about it in an outdated way that no longer is suiting you. Those structures that have been built suited a past version of you. Yet you've shifted, or you are in the midst of shifting and becoming someone else. Hence that stuckness of, why have I not closed this gap? Why am I not there yet? And so really addressing and looking at those micro level, personal, relational, habitual, daily aspects, and the macro bigger relationships, like your prominent relationships, your work, career, finance, how you show up, what people see from you, all those things can be looked at and tended to say, okay, what no longer matches me? Because that's keeping me stuck and in my outdated system, whether that's beliefs or energy or focus. And you need an upgrade, right? You're wanting to jump, and those systems need to change. The next reason stuckness can be coming up is that your subconscious is trying to protect you. So that seems counterintuitive, and yet your ego and your mind and your subconscious is set up to run the stories, to run the programming, to help you make decisions that keep you safe. And so there may be internal blocks such as fears, like fear of failure or being seen, of fear of change or success or doing something wrong or judgment. And so that inner programming is halting your progress and halting experiences coming towards you because it's trying to protect you. It's nervous. It's scared to change. It's scared to adapt. And it wants to keep you where it knows you're comfortable, you're okay. So it's not exactly sabotage. It's a very fine-tuned aspect of being human. And it's there for a reason. But when you can understand and soften towards those voices or notice that, wait, I'm actually really just stuck in here because my body and my nervous system and my mind are so scared of what could come, what will happen. And so that's where you can start to work more with your intuition to understand what's going on and notice them and accept them, but push forward anyway. And the last reason you may be stuck is because you haven't seen proof yet. Sometimes you feel stuck because your subconscious doesn't yet believe your next level life is possible. This goes with the last one of your ego and your subconscious wanting to protect you. On the flip side, it might not actually know that life, that what you're trying to do, create, become, the ideas, the habits, the lifestyle, it might feel like it's not real, that it doesn't exist. And so that's why showing yourself through people, through stories, through others outside of yourself who have done what you're trying to do or embody qualities you like or have a roadmap that you can follow or get excited about are going to help you, because seeing someone else embody what you desire opens your energetic field to possibility and helps show yourself the proof that it's possible, and it will start to lessen that stuckness. So knowing all of this, I want to talk about how you can move through it and how you can use your intuition to guide you gently, intentionally, and without force. So the first thing that can really help when we are in this space of feeling stuck, confused, exhausted, stressed, wanting to close this gap is starting with acceptance, right? This seems simple, but it's going to help because acceptance doesn't mean that you're accepting staying stuck. It means that you're acknowledging where you are so your body can come into safety. And your intuition can't speak well through fear, pressure, or urgency. It quiets, it stays away because our mental mind is so strong. But when you can acknowledge and really own, this is where I am, and I'm not doing anything wrong, but I'm here and I'm listening, your intuition can open. And that's the first step. The second piece is supporting your frequency before seeking guidance. So your intuition is frequency-based. It speaks through energy and resonance. And if your energy is scattered, overwhelmed, depleted, or in survival mode, your intuitive signals are not going to land and or help you out of the stuck feeling. That's where you get to create space to decide, where can I take a moment in my day to notice, to come back to myself, to pause and ground and feel a little bit more regulated, to then let your intuition come forward and help lead you, because intuition is what grounds you, it anchors you, but it also gives you the compass to find that North Star and to walk the path. And so even if you still feel stuck or confused, if you are able to reconnect with yourself and ground and feel open, I can guarantee you will start to feel a bit more expansive and like things are possible versus down and stuck. The third piece is asking for only the next right step. So when you're stuck and you just want all the answers and want to get past this, often we want the roadmap, all the tools, all the things we can do to get out of it. But that's where this is so important, because instead of asking for all of the clarity or all of the future knowing, when you just ask for the single next step, it can clearly respond, because you are capable at any moment of knowing what that is. It may or may not be connected to anything grand, but it's going to be about what you need to understand or do or grasp to help give you the insight you need. Because your intuition is always trying to show you the next small door, but it has a harder time giving an entire map. And so stop asking for the how, the when, the what, and just ask for, what do I need to know now? The fourth one is reviewing your micro and macro life structures. Your intuition and yourself need an environment where it can speak through, where it can thrive, where it can support who you are now or trying to become. So here are some things you can reflect on to help you start to examine those structures. So you can review what in your daily life feels nourishing, what feels draining or outdated. Where are you leaking energy and why? Where are you craving more support, boundaries, or space? Where can you find more play, fun, or curiosity? What really lights you up and inspires you? Everything in these questions will help you shift out of who you were and those outdated, no longer supportive habits and structures into creating things that feel better. And I need to clarify, the goal here is not to have a perfect day and everything is aligned and feels so good. That would be lovely, but we know that we have things we have to do that are not always fun, or we get exhausted by or overwhelmed with. And so how can, when you approach those things, have a stronger, more fortified, resilient mindset that you look at it as an opportunity, or you're grateful, or you're just breathing through it and getting through it. And then you move forward. It's about that consistency of building your resiliency. And in that space, you can gain more access to your intuition and that knowing of all is well. You've got this. Number 5 would be meeting your old stories with compassion. So when you're stuck, often you see your fears, your old programming, your limiting beliefs, your self-critic become really loud because you're feeling overwhelmed, you're feeling a bit confused or exhausted. And so can you meet those things with softness, with compassion, to understand, wow, you've been through a lot. Wow, your body and your mind is so good at protecting you. Wow, you're an amazing human who is navigating this and you got this. When you do that, your inner protector feels seen, not pushed away. And so it's not going to scream as loudly. It will take a softer voice because you're hearing it. And then you can tell it, I see you. I'm safe. I'm choosing a new path and you can come with me. I'm here for it. And thank you for reminding me where I've come from and where this stems from. But I don't need that anymore. I've got this. And that's going to really help you move through and navigate this in-between stuckness. The last one is finding the possibility mirrors. And what I mean by this is, again, finding those people, environments, experiences that show you what is possible. Because if you're stuck, you're not seeing what you're capable of or what that next piece is. And so what you can do is collect mirrors around you through your social media, through stories, through books, through what you consume, through friends, mentors, wherever you want to find it, that are doing what you would love to do or be, or the lifestyle, the feeling, the vibe, all those things, right? Curate it, find it, let your authenticity lead you, and let yourself feel inspired again. Let yourself witness others who make your soul say, wow, something about that is for me. Something about that lights me up and I am capable. Because that resonance you feel is your clarity. it is showing you what is your truth and what isn't. And so surround yourself with that because it's going to help you move through the stuckness and into the other side. So if you're feeling stuck or unclear, I hope you can sense the deeper truth behind it, that you're not lacking anything, you're not missing anything, there's no magical clarity that's going to come save you. You're in a season of change, of recalibration, of transition. And it's not a time to give in to your fears, to the old programming, to the hustle and attempts to get through it. It's a time to let yourself be reorganized, to take some space, to listen to your intuition and know that you're being prepared for this next chapter and that you're closing this gap between who you are and who you're becoming. And that's essentially the goal, is who are you now? How can you be more settled and fulfilled and in each moment now? Because as you do that, that's what creates your future. That's what closes the gap. So the more gentle and compassionately you can move through this space and time, the more naturally a knowing will arise, a sense about the next aligned step. So you can take it and honor it and feel more settled and present. So thank you so much for being here and for listening. If this episode supported you, I would love if you would follow the show and share it with one friend who might enjoy this episode as well. I'm sending you all the strength, all the support, and I look forward to talking to you next week. Thank you for joining me on Intuition Unlocked. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe so you never miss a moment of insight, guidance, or intuitive inspiration. To dive deeper into our community and get access to exclusive content, head to my website at www.olivia-ashley.com and subscribe to my newsletter. You can also connect with me on Instagram at wildlyolivia for daily inspiration and updates. Remember, your intuition is your superpower. Trust it, nurture it, and let it guide you. Until next time, I'm Olivia Ashley, and I can't wait to connect with you again.